Chuck Norris! Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris! Yeah, the time has come. A man must rise. No occasion will stop him. Nothing can harm him, no matter how mean, no matter the size. Chuck Norris will win. I know you may not think it's possible. When Chuck Norris was born, he drove his mom home from the hospital. I don't know, you may have heard, Chuck Norris can kill 2 stones with 1 bird. Listen here, I tell no lies. Chuck Norris destroyed the periodic table because Chuck Norris only recognized the element of surprise. When Chuck is around, you'd better get on your knees, cause when God said, let there be light, Chuck Norris said, say please. He's a man that takes command. He'll rise to any occasion. Bad guys be damned. Let's tell the entire nation. You know Chuck don't take no lip. Chuck Norris doesn't flush the toilet. He scares the shit out of it. You know I don't need to tell you why. When Chuck Norris slices onions, the onions cry. He's never had a cold and never had lice. Chuck Norris counted to infinity twice. I don't know about you, but I can tell you this. When the boogeyman goes to sleep at night, he checks his closet for Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris. He checks his closet for Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris. Yeah! Yeah! Chuck Norris! It's that time! That time to get gay! Time for Chuck Norris month on Toxic Tuesday! Yay! 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 Ah, yeah! Yay!
Good evening, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever, however you all are. Welcome to Clobby's Comic Shop. Saturday night, dudes. I see some lurkers because you like to lurk. You sometimes, you're there, but you don't really like to say much. Let's bring my overlay down because I want to acknowledge you directly. So, what's up, dudes? I see Vince Womack holding down the wrenches over on Rumble and YouTube, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And we'll get that Rumble link because in case you're one of those dudes who wants the alternative platform, you have options. You can do that. You have a place where you can do that, and it's all good. But yeah, it's been a bit of a week with the funny books. Obviously, a lot of things have shipped out in the internet sphere, and as far as the comic shop sphere, it was a bit of a slower week for me personally. But there's some things I enjoyed. And of course, we have a guest sign. And yes, guys, we will make sure we end this show around about 2 hours into it because Gina Carano, Ronda Rousey, grass is green, snow is white. Of course, we're looking forward to it. Can Gina win? I don't know. I'd love for her to win, but am I confident enough to place a bet on it? I'm honestly not. But I love for it to happen because I know obviously she's like 5 or 6 years older than Ronda, and also she's been away from the octagon by at least a few years more. But hey, it'd be freaking awesome somehow if it happened. I really hope it's a fight. I don't want the ladies to go easy on each other. I think we all want to fight. Whether Gina wins or loses, I think she's still going to win in the sense that she's now on basically her comeback tour. And this is basically just the pit stop. Who knows? Maybe it could be a Rocky 1 situation where Gina loses, but in the crowd's eyes, she wins. We all know how that one goes, where Apollo won, but to the crowd, Rocky won. So we'll see. Either way, I would just prefer that it be a good, solid, strong fight. But Pablo will be here in a few minutes, and he's here when he's here because that's what Pablo does, and that's fine. We accept that because when he shows up, he brings his best foot forward. But we got a gentleman backstage, first time on this show, and obviously I've been aware of who he is in Sphere for a while, but it's about time we butted heads. Worlds be colliding. Welcome to Clobby's Comic Shop, Mr. Vaughn Coleman. What's up, dude?
Nothing much. Just, well, I say nothing is a lot has been going on actually. Doing a ton of comics. I'm about to finish up my 4th. Obviously I'm always promoting creating something, but that's what's been going on with me.
Okay, cool. Well, hey, I know I said before show, but I like to mention it twice. Thank you for doing this, and welcome to this little corner, this micro corner of YouTube. Basically, every Saturday night we talk funny books. It's literally a show that actually talks about the books.
Comic books?
Not a show that talks about the movies based on the comic books, or a show that talks about the drama or the sales performances around the book. We talk actually about the actual funny books themselves, up to and including the smell of the pages, which we had Mark Miller on a few months ago, and we actually talked about what if there was a cologne for it. Yes, we entertained cologne for comic book smells. How we got there, I still don't know, but we got there.
Hot off the presses, it's nice. It's a nice.
It is really nice, right? See, now you can see where I'm getting. It's like actually it could work because it smells really good when you get it fresh off the machine. And you're like, oh wow, this comic book.
I mean, it's always been shipped to me, like it's printed in another place. Like I've never actually been in the room with the printing press, but
it's got a wonderful smell though.
But
that's the thing. When you open out of the packaging, you're like,
yeah,
it's a delight. So
yes, I think it smells like victory if it's if I created the book.
Oh yeah, I could only
to me it like adds that. So I'm always like, is it in my head? Is it an actual smell?
Okay. So, sir, we're gonna get into the True Hollywood story on Vaughn Coleman, and then we'll get into your actual story. So, Vaughn, I want you to tell me, like I'm an idiot, like I'm 5 years old. Where did your life start with comic books? Whether it was the first issue, was it a movie that led you to the books? I want to know what is the journey that led you on your path to comics. I want to know the dirty details of it all.
Yeah. So, I mean, I started, I want to say, I'm trying to so I know I was super into the Justice League animated series when I was
so good
on when I was a little kid. I was in kindergarten. No, I was in preschool. It was even earlier than that.
Oh, right. Okay,
Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, like 1 and 2.
Nice.
And then like X-Men, like I started with the movies and the animated shows and whatever. And it would kind of like level up in steps. I'd be like dormant for a bit, but I was always into something nerdy, but I always had nerdy love for superheroes. And I would catch the bug every couple of years. And I came up with what was going to be the idea for what would eventually become Phenomenova in, I want to say it would have been like in 2nd grade. And but it was a movie idea, and then I would kind of keep going, and it wasn't until I was in 6th grade where Batman the Animated Series is on. I'm going to a new school, and I come home, and then there's a rerun of Batman the Animated Series, literally the first episode, and I would make it
Man-Bat?
Yeah, on Leatherwing.
Nice, I love that episode.
And I was like, every day I'd come home from school and watch an episode of Batman the Animated Series every day. And it became a ritual for me. And then around that time, it was 2011, Batman Arkham City comes out, and I get that.
Oh, yeah, it was a good game.
And so I'm like hitting like Batman, and I'm like, you know what I want? This is always pulling from the comics. I want more, right? So that Christmas, I get all the DVDs, the DVD box sets of the animated series. And I get some comics, one of which, the first comic I ever read, is Batman Hush.
Okay, Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So I read that.
We're never gonna finish that sequel, by the way.
Yeah, that. What do we think that? Well, it's gonna finish before All-Star Batman and Robin.
Oh, going the extra mile there. All right, continue on.
Yeah. Oh man, whew, that was something when I read that. But I read that and I liked it. And then I kind of kept reading, like, all right, what are the other essential Batman stories? Long Halloween, blah, 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 like Year One. And I would watch all the DC animated movies, you know, and I kind of would level up. And every once in a while, I'd level up a bit further as a comic fan. And it wasn't really until I was in college, actually, ironically, I was majoring in filmmaking, when I really caught the comic book bug hard. Like, I was into it. I would always love comic book characters and comic book stuff, but like really... where I read like a long run. It was I started for some reason I felt like reading X-Men. I caught the X-Men bug. I started reading Giant Size X-Men, and then I started reading through Claremont's run because that was where I started to go, man, they're doing all these big budget stories, but it's issue to issue. You know, in the film sense, I always had to water down my ideas. It's funny, we talk about Gina Carano. It was seeing what Hollywood did to her was kind of a wake-up call for me. Of like, oh, this is all right. So I get to maybe sell my idea to people that are going to hate me if they even let me in the door at all. She was pretty polite about her disagreement, and was trying to advocate for civility. And I would always advocate for that. Always, let's not do cancel culture. Let's talk. And I realized these people liked everything that all this vitriol. And I was like, I just kind of want to entertain people. And I was seeing that there was like a rise in indie comics, and there was. I wanted to own my ideas, and I was sick of seeing every franchise I love crashing and burning. But I've always had this passion to create, and it helped that I was falling in love with the comic book medium. So everything kind of started to go in that direction for me. And then I also got my first, I don't have it up here. First job in comics was editing a comic book, a graphic novel that Chuck Dixon wrote called Hunter Ninja Bear.
Okay.
And that was my first work in comics. And from there, I was like, let me write. I was like, as soon as I got that job, I'm writing out my ideas, turning it from the animated series script that I'd written years ago and really converting it into a comic book script, learning the medium, kind of reverse engineering, figuring it out over and over and over again. I start going to conventions, meeting people, talking to them, getting advice from them. I send my scripts. I write 11 issues. And I'm like, sent that to, you know, and ultimately that didn't end up happening through them, although they did, you know, like my script, but I kind of just keep hitting at it. And I felt that was what I wanted to do. And so I'll just keep refining my idea, building my audience, networking, because I decided I want to do it. I want to have control over my own IP, and I want to make my own comic books.
Nice. So you basically had this entrepreneurial bug in you to just get out there and promote, talk about it, put your stuff in front of people, meeting them where they're at, and just letting them know the good word about your comic. So you're pretty much a go-getter. You may not think that you're somebody, your mentality, your drive, your ambition, you're getting around. I mean, the fact that we were in the same vicinity half the country away. At least I don't know where you are in the country. I'm in Illinois, right outside.
Oh, you're in Illinois? I'm in Jersey.
Oh, you're Jersey.
Yeah, I was further than you. Yeah.
Okay, so you came even further, and we were in the same vicinity. So it shows you're willing to do what it takes to get out there and put Phenomenova. I'm sure, and that means, you know, as fun as it is, I'm sure it could be a bit of a grind in the sense that there's a lot of fun, but the amount of time that it takes up as well. You sacrifice a lot of what let's just say could be fun nights with the guys. There's a lot of sacrifice in order to make Phenomenova a reality.
Dude, I mean, I'll tell you, yesterday, like, my mom's like, why don't you relax and work? I'm like, I don't. And finally, today, I finally did. Today, I conceded. I said, all right, I'm relaxing today. Last night, I started relaxing finally. Today, I'm like, you know what? Yeah. But no, I've been working nonstop because and that's the thing. I always have a massive list of things to do. And then I have things that get in the way of that I'm like, no, like yesterday that happened. I was like, okay, I've had this one thing I want to do since Tuesday. And then these other things that were more important, I'm like, come on. But it's an unending. There's a lot more than just writing when you're publishing your own stuff. There's a lot more tedious. And then there's also general life. But man, like promoting it is all it means so much, because now I'll give you an example. Now with issue 4, you know, I get like 100 backers in the first day or so, because I've now built up, hey, people know my stuff. They know to come to me. And that's what it's about. And I just know I keep putting stuff out there that it's going to be, especially if people like the books, you know, I can do all the promotion in the world. If it's garbage,
yeah, that's true. You can be a hustle machine all you want, but people still do have to like it. Before we continue on, I want to acknowledge our panelists.
Yeah, of course.
Pablo, sir, what's up?
Howdy ho! Hey, what's up, brother?
What's up, man? Great to see ya. You got here right in the nick of time as we're talking about our new friend Vaughn's comic and his True Hollywood story, his VH1 Behind the Music special on comic books.
Yeah, I was hearing in the back. Quite an interesting resume. Having working for Chuck Dixon and everything, it's quite a pedigree. So I'm interested already.
Yeah,
I mean, we're gonna get deeper.
Yeah, I never got to meet him or talk to him directly until, because I would pass the notes, and then I finally got to meet him at the Riververse booth at MegaCon, which is like a really nice full circle moment. So that was really cool.
Oh, nice.
Nice. That's badass, dude. Awesome. So now we know where you were getting into comic books, and we know what your first comic book run is. That's cool. What did you always feel like you had the right bug, or was there like a
always
story that hit you? Like, okay, this is what I want to do. Were you thinking, do I want to draw? Like, were you always in the writing position?
Always in the writing. I mean, here's the thing. I started from a film background, so I've always had I wanted to write, direct, act were my main things. Then as I got older, you know, I was like, all right, well, if I could only pick one, I was like, oh, easily writing. I still love to do the others, but it's like, if I could only do one, writing.
Okay. So you can draw too. Okay. That's
no, I can't draw. No, I said write, direct, act, but I know I can't draw at all. I'm a horrible artist because I never put in the time. So I've had one person was like, oh, can you draw something for me? I'm like, do you want me to like devalue your book?
I respect you. I don't want to make it look like I don't respect you by drawing on your book.
I'm like, do you want me to? I'm like, what if I think I was like, all right, I'll draw on this like little card I have on my table. How's that? I'm like, I'm like, I paid to have this print. This seems like look. Here's the thing. I'll do what the customer wants. I'm like, I'll draw this for you just so you can see what you're working. Yeah, you don't want it on your book. I don't blame you. You know, like I'll draw on your book if you want me to deface it. I'm gonna feel bad about it, but if it's what the customer wants, you know.
Hey, that's how I am too, man. Where the market goes with my show, if they're leaning a certain way, if I'm getting, they're saying, hey, if like a lot of my highest paid channel members are saying, hey, we should go try this. At the very minimum, I got either outright do it, if not the very minimum, consider the idea strongly. Yeah. At the minimum. It's the least I could do when they're my monthly paying customers and my highest tier. It's like they don't have to be doing this, but they do, and I should at least consider the work because that $10 a month could easily go to somebody else. So I always keep that in mind. Like I was already valuing, I guess you could say, my listeners, aka my customers, before monetization kicked in. But of course, now I had to take it even more seriously because well, they're your customers, and there's tons of competition out there on YouTube. And if you suck at the show, they'll have plenty of options to watch otherwise. And there's a plethora of options on YouTube at every hour. There's no such thing as what time is so not streaming, so I'm not interfering with someone. You're always interfering with someone. You just got to go with it. Okay, so now that we got a lot more of your True Hollywood story, what's up, the Tetrarch of Apathy? So it's a great way to spend a rare free Saturday afternoon. Dude, hell yeah to that, man. Hey, enjoy the show, dude. We're having a nice next hour, 40 minutes of conversation. We're here to talk about the funny books. Okay, so you know what? let's get into Phenomenova. I'm going to get the screen up so we can highlight this comic because you've been talking a little bit about it, but why don't we actually show people about it? And I'm glad you're actually putting out a superhero comic in our sphere because, when I think of superhero comics in the 21st century, I either think of Invincible or I think of the Rippaverse because our sphere, our corner of the internet that's very superhero centric. And of course, classic Marvel, DC before they became, we don't need to go there. We don't go there.
Very unfortunate.
Yeah, we don't, that territory has been retread so many times, beaten to death.
Yeah, I kind of stopped paying attention to a lot of that. Like, I pick up what I think is more interesting to me, and often if I read something that's garbage, I go, okay.
Yeah, no,
I'm not saying you don't call it out, but don't waste all your energy on shit you don't like. That's kind of what I learned. Even I remember when Eric, because I used to listen to Eric when I was in college, he'd talk about like parallel economy. I kind of learned, all right, after a certain point, I just couldn't listen to the videos anymore. I'm like, I don't need to hear more bad news. I get it, but they did to Gina, blah, blah, blah. And I went all in on my own stuff, on finding indies.
So that sped up your process, is what you're telling me.
It forced me to. Well, in a way, not because, in a way, it kind of gave me direction. But I kept rewriting my issue 1 script for so long, specifically issue 1. And then by the time I reemerged, I'm like, yeah, all the others can do some work too. Now I'm better. Like, I immediately start rewriting issue 2, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm a much better writer now. It's like I came out of the cave better. And every issue I feel I'm a better writer. I'm a better project manager. I'm a better collaborator. I'm a better promoter. And it's a constant. It is a grind, but it's so satisfying.
Good. Hey, you got to be able to enjoy a part of it, as grueling as it can get, as you do have to enjoy it. I'm with you, man. It's like I disagree with a lot of the stuff with the problems. And it's good that we're acknowledging it, but it is also not enough to just talk about it. We do have to do something about it rather than just talk about it. Yeah. It's we can't just have the lady say, "Oh, somebody do something," and no one does something.
Yeah.
Luckily, we have now had people for a few years now doing something about it. Clearly, you are Rippaverse, a few other guys we can mention. Well, once again, side conversation. All I'm getting at is we now are a few years in. People are doing something about it. You're now 4 issues into this series on Phenomenova. So, okay, Phenomenova, what is this superhero comic about?
So Phenomenova is set 20 years after World War III. In my world, superhumans fought during the war. And now what we're doing is we're showing a brand new generation of heroes. Our main character on the screen right there is Galvanite, Miles Hanksley. He's the son of a veteran that fought during the war. And he is struck by lightning holding a mysterious crystal in the first issue, and he strikes out on his own to become a superhero and stop a heist at a reactor. We kind of see him deal with the ramifications of that, and he's being trained by one of the veterans who fought during the war in order to join a team called Phenomenova. So Phenomenova is the name of the team, and it's issue 4 is a great time to get on because we're really bringing it all together. He's finally meeting the team in issue 3. I mean, the team is introduced in 3. He's finally meeting them in 4, and he's now working to redeem himself and prove himself worthy of joining the team. I always say in an age of deconstruction and cynicism, this is an optimistic reconstruction and reconstitution of the superhero genre.
Oh, God, dude, that is a breath of fresh air to hear because as much as I enjoy Invincible, I do. And thank you, John the Beagle Dad, by the way, about the Star Trek comment. I'm enjoying that as well. But talking about Vaughn's comment here, I hate the response to a lot of the deconstruction because when stuff like Watchmen came out, when stuff like The Dark Knight Returns came out, this isn't how I feel about the comics. This is about the response to those comics.
The response is,
follow me here. It spawned not just clones, but the fact that they made it the expectation going forward that every story needs to be about bringing the characters down. It became a one-size-fits-all for all these air characters, which, funny enough, even the penciler of Watchmen agrees that was not supposed to be the thing going forward. What they were doing was just being done for that story.
Right.
They were just trying to tell a story, and I'm glad Dave Gibbons agrees. So we know he's obviously not complicit in it. He was just trying to tell the story that made sense for Ellen at that time, not make it the expectation going forward. But the industry and the market response to it has been way too much, way too much, and we are severely lacking in that optimism. And it's nice to hear you lead with that optimism in your story, because we need it, and we need a whole lot of it, because the balance, the equation feels like almost like a 90-10 or a 95-5. I mean, at least that's how it feels to me.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
feel like it's a different number. You tell me what you think, but it feels like that we gotta bring it back to at least 50-50.
I mean, I can't control how anyone else does it, right?
Of course.
If everyone else wants to screw it up and I'm the only one getting it right, that's good for business for me. But I'm rooting for anyone's downfall either. You know, that's not necessarily what I'm hoping for. In terms of that, I think that, yeah. I mean, I remember like even reading the Claremont stuff and then going to the shop. But that's when I started reading Claremont stuff. It's in House and Powers of X, and it was just like, at first I really like House and Powers of X because I knew that there was going to be some reveal that they're all mind controlled or something, and then I was like, oh, this is just the X-Men now. And I was like, they gave up on their mission of making a better future, and now they're just a cult. And they're segregating themselves. And I'm like, this is so what I'm against superheroes becoming. And it kind of made me go really double. I would kind of do like, okay, what is something with superheroes that only I can say in a way only I can say, or not necessarily only I could say, but like, why are they special to me? Why are they special? What does it mean? And I would kind of make a list and really think and hone in on my personal experiences, and also just what does it mean to be a superhero? And this is my ultimate love letter, the genre, but I also want it to be, you know, a good story. And I think I accomplished that. It's to the point where issue 2 is literally called Down to the Core. I'm really building to the core of the character and the genre. And yeah, it's what it all means. And a lot of people have told me that this, I remember my editor, when he first read it, he's like, this feels like revisiting an old friend. And that's what I want.
Wow.
So I was like, all right, that was his first impression of my script. And I was like, all right.
Okay. Awesome. That is awesome to hear. And that's something we definitely are missing, is that hope and optimism. It doesn't mean that nothing can't be dark or serious ever. I feel like there's still a place for that. I mean, there are tons of great stories I can name off the bat just by my own
Phoenix
personal
Saga.
memory. Yep.
I mean, that has an uplift, like the final speech about heroism that the Watcher gives. It's not like and this is why it sucks. No, it's like, this is a really tragic thing, but there's light to be gleaned. You know, even I just reread Death of Gwen Stacy after Jerry Conway passed away. There's, you know, rest in peace. But I was like, this still holds up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. Pablo and I and a few of our panels, one of our guys can't be here because he's dealing with some personal stuff. We've been doing a weekly read-through of the original ASM run.
Oh, nice.
And we're currently at issue 106, which is about 5 issues before Stanley steps down completely, making way for Jerry Conway. And we're at like the stage of the Spider Slayers. We're at the stage of Spencer Smythe. And there's 2 things we've noticed, you know, going through each individual issue for a while now. One is the hope and optimism. 2, the fun, the chemistry. Also, every single issue, something happens. These issues move, man. They move.
Yeah. When I started writing it as a comic book, I was like, all right, I'm reading the Claremont stuff, and I made sure to start, you know, reading the original. I haven't read since issue 52, but like I got to issue 52, which is the Spider-Man No More ends the Kingpin storyline. And I haven't picked this up in years, but it's not for a lack of interest. I've just had so much going on. Want to finish this, New Teen Titans, Marv Wolfman and George Perez.
Oh, you know, that's a stellar run. It's a stellar run.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going and revisiting. It's like, you got to learn from the masters that came before you. And I think that's such an important thing. So, you know, I've read that, Frank Miller's Daredevil run. I do want to finish, you know, Stan Lee's whole run, and then I'm probably going to go through Jerry Conway's too. I've read The Death of Gwen Stacy. I've read some of that. I've read like a decent amount of books, man. But I could always read more. And that's what I'm saying. Like, so, you know, if they want to, you know, shit the bed for the next 20 years and never do another good X-Men comic, don't get me wrong. I don't want that. But I can never replace that. And it's not necessarily my go-to, but if I can make you feel the way they felt and give you those comfort characters, my own ones,
Mm-hmm.
if I could at least give something, and I don't want to do like a watered down version of what they could do. I could never, but even to the point, that's an homage to Uncanny X-Men 176.
I recognize that cover. I remember seeing that comic in comic shops back in the late 90s, dude.
Oh no, this was as a resale. I was gonna say because that came out 80.
Yeah. I'm a lot older than you, so I can tell you're a lot younger than me. Yeah. I remember seeing this comic and this cover, and it's a really great cover, so it's cool that you're paying homage to it because there's actually not a lot of homages to this one.
No, there's
and
not.
Yet it is a strikingly memorable cover. Yet somehow it doesn't get the same coverage as other great covers.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen an homage to this one. Come to think of it, yeah, I didn't need to do the 1000th ASM 300.
I know, dude. And grass is green. Who else feels like you almost have to just to say you've done it?
Yeah,
there's no need to do it.
It's also most of them look wonky because the Spider-Man's physique is so specific. That like they'll get these characters that it just doesn't look right with, or sometimes they do, but it's still like, all right. None of them are. But yeah, I mean, this one was just there was a scene when I was revising the script after issue 3. I was so happy with 3. I'm like, let me touch up 4 a bit, and I decided to add like a more cool superhero sequence, and I also was really getting into Lovecraft's work at the time, and I was like, let me make them fight a giant robot. What should it look like? We've seen Sentinels, whatever. All right, what if it's like a tentacle robot? And I was like, all right. And then there's a point where it grabs her, and then I put a reference to this in the script, and I was like, okay, screw it. No, we're doing that as an homage as well. And so I had a similar moment like FF7. There's this part where he's looking up at the reactor in issue 1. And I was like, this will be a good Final Fantasy VII homage. And I just sold out of those covers, but I had a Final Fantasy VII homage cover for issue 1.
Zax!
What's up, Zax?
Up? How you doing, dude? Long time no see, man. Hell yeah. All right. So I noticed your main cover is a insane bargain of a price. I'm saying so it's $10. Okay. $10 is, especially in this corner of YouTube, that's practically robbery. I mean, okay. I could easily say how you get away with that, but honestly, let's not even go there. It's just that is a striking.
It's a 20-something page book. It's 28 pages of story.
Okay. Oh, okay. 28 pages. Okay, cool.
Pages. So I felt that was fair, and I also, again, I want people to get these books and love it and know that there's more on the way. You think it's on so that's one of the things I was like, if you look like the amount I've raised it's still good, but it's the amount of backers I'm getting is really good. The amount of people,
where it matters,
and that's where it matters because you want people reading it and giving good word of mouth. And the fact of the matter is, my backers
322 backers. That's freaking great, dude. Considering at all how low your price is, that's actually a good amount. That's exceptional, dude. Because it's easy to have high numbers, but to have that many backers at that low price, I feel like that makes it a lot more respectable. Because when you put that in perspective, that's a lot of people, man. That's a lot of people you got going for you. Yeah. Dude. It's a killer cover. He's got what I'm guessing. What looks to be 3 covers, 4 covers,
and then actually technically 5 because I made a holofoil version of the Vaughn Marion one. Which Vaughn Marion, I'm sure you've seen some of his stuff. If you're going to the comic shops, he's doing Green Lantern right now. Vaughn Marion is and Dollhouse did that. I know he's done some Rippaverse stuff too. He did the colors on that. I was like, who do you want to color it? So V was going to do one of 3. I've been a friend of his. He's been on my channel a few times. He and I are both FF7 Final Fantasy nerds. So we kind of bonded over that. He actually, I don't have my sketchbooks downstairs, but he actually just drew me a sketch of Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. But he's great, and he wanted to do a cover. He's originally going to do one for 3, which didn't really have this character. He goes, oh, I want to draw your main character, but I'll draw whatever you want. I go, no. When an artist of his caliber wants to draw a character for my book, is excited to, draw whatever character you want, bro. So I'm like, and it ended up not working deadline-wise. He had some Green Lantern stuff he was doing, which is pretty crazy. The fact that a Green Lantern artist was like, yeah, I'll work with this kid. But he was, and finally he got the chance to do a cover for issue 4, and just nailed it. And I'm glad, because this is like Galvanite's like return with this issue. Like he's really putting everything he's learned from the first 3, and we're gonna see it. Is it gonna pay off? Is it not? And so it was cool. And then Dollhouse, of course, really brought things home with the colors, which is great.
With Phenomenova, okay, what type of genre series, if you had to pinpoint it, or even if you want to do some story comparisons, whether it's like a Spider-Man type of story or Justice League type of story, if you were had to give this to someone who hasn't read comics before, because some of us hate the comparisons, but sometimes if you want to sell people, they are necessary.
No, that's if anyone who says there are I would compare it to the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie. I would say is such a great way of like the origin story that even when I was a kid, of course, and then I was like, going back to the source. I'd look at the Stan Lee stuff. If you like those earlier Spider-Man comics, this is up there with that. I'd say it's mixed between that, Uncanny X-Men, especially Chris Claremont's run, New Mutants, New Teen Titans by Marv Wolfman and George Perez. Young Justice, the animated series, that was a big inspiration. The animated series, Spectacular Spider-Man.
Season 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah, so good. Spectacular Spider-Man.
Thank you. Spectacular Spider-Man is such a great show, dude. The action in that show is the best Spider-Man action.
Crazy. The Sinister Six fight.
Yes.
That episode is so
good. It's so good. Here's the thing. I grew up as a kid with the animated series, and it drove my friends, my age group, and my generation crazy when I said, guys, Spectacular is way better.
It is.
I'm like, yeah, it is.
Because at first I didn't think so, right? At first I was looking at the art style and I was like, it just doesn't seem, but it grows on you. Not only does it grow on you, the writing, the voice acting, and then
it's
on top
all
of that,
better.
Because they did that, I watched this video that would explain to me, it's like, yeah, they have less detail in the faces, whatever, but then when it gets the action scenes, they have all that extra time to just throw down. In the way the animated series, you watch it, don't get me wrong, it's cool, but like the animation, it's just nowhere near like Spectacular. When they would get to a fight scene, they would go ham. The way he moved in that show
is really was spectacular. Yeah. It actually lived up to the namesake. No, it really did. It's easy for nostalgia to bring out the animated series. I could say the animated series did one thing better. It was just, maybe you could say, acknowledge the greater Marvel universe, because Spectacular was more self-contained. But other than that, Spectacular was just a better show in every other way possible, whether it was the characteristics, the action, the stories, like everything about it. It was a Spider-Man show through and through. And it makes it even more tragic they got canceled, not because of low ratings, but because there was issues behind the scenes. And so it's like, there actually could have been season 3. There actually could have been a season 3, but then because of BS business stuff. So it's a tragic, we'll never know. We'll really never know. And I see Tetrarch, your namesake, also mentioned Menace, OG Power Man, and a few other characters. A great character when you need a solo issue story, he can just pop up. That must be a response to one of the comments. I thought it was something for Phenomenova. Okay, so you definitely have your comparisons to say, okay, so you're 4 issues into, or going on 4 issues into the series, and you've been going on this now for a few years. It seems like you're trying to do 1 to 2 issues a year. And
hopefully more.
Hopefully more. Okay.
Well, so issue 1 was a big 68-page book.
Okay.
65 a story. And then you got issue 2 was like 24 pages. Then 3, I ended up making a double-sized issue. So they've been kind of all over, because it was like, I felt like I needed to get a certain big chunk of story with issue 1. And then 2 was like going to be my standard length. And then 3, I was like, I'm introducing the team. I was like, you know what? My artist wants to draw some like Jim Lee style splashes and bigger. Let's really give him more room to draw, because I was introducing more villains, more heroes. Let's really give him breathing room for those fight scenes. And so I did with 3. And then 4, 4 is going to be my more standard length, is around 28-page issues, generally speaking, going forward. So closer to 2.
Say that again. I'm sorry. I was acknowledging one of the comments.
Thank you so much, Zax. Means a lot. Yeah, man. And I think it only gets better from here, but thank you. Yeah.
So
This has been a lot of
I'm
fun.
asking about backing, and by the way, what's up, Bat Sauce? About this comic. So let's just say someone here in this chat is considering backing this, but they've not read the other issues, and they're not in the time and place to be able to afford 1, 2, and 3 right now.
Yeah.
Would they not be penalized if they jumped in on issue 4 clean?
Oh, if you want to jump in on issue 4, yeah, I actually put it previously on because that's an important thing I think comics are missing. But here's another thing. Because I want to make it cheap and affordable, the digital copies are just $5 each per issue. Regardless, even the double-sized issue is just same price
here.
digital. So
Chat,
issue 1.
right here. There's 12 of you here, right here, $5 for a digital copy.
Yeah, in fact, if you go to my
$5
website right now, issues 1, 2, and 3 are available on my website.
Okay, cool.
RebelOasisStudios.com, both physical and digital. So you can go ahead and read. If you're like, hey, especially if someone's, if you just want to get it and you're not sure about physical yet, my job is to make my books as attainable as possible. So if you're like, hey, I don't feel like paying shipping and printing costs, whatever. I just want I'll just do a quick read. There you go. Cheap digital copies for you. You want everything helps, by the way. Everything helps. Because the truth is, part of why I have to charge is because I have to pay that stuff. So whether you want to get physical, digital makes no difference to me. But yeah, issues 1, 2, and 3 are on my website. And also on the campaign. So you can do a cash-up tier on the campaign. The people who back the book, whether physical or digital, get it before everyone else. So issue 4 backers and Kickstarter, they get it before issue 3, or they get it before people on my website will be able to get it. But 1, 2, and 3, they'll ship right away. So if you want to save on shipping and wait just a little bit, you can get it all together. Either way, both options are here for you.
Excellent. Okay. I like that. And I put the website in the link for the chat for the previous issues. What's up, Subhuman says about 165 through 220. Dude, that's a big stack of comics, dude.
That's donkey. Have I read anything in that? What's some big, what happens in those?
There's some you'll get a lot of odd character debuts. Put it that way. Like some of the most bottom of the barrel characters debut at that point between that and when Spectacular starts up. But for us in this corner, we're a big fan of a lot of those characters. Like one of my favorite deep cut villains. I'm a big sucker for deep cuts. Like, dude, I straight up own a Batman Condiment King figure. That's how much I love my deep cut. I own Condiment King. So one of my favorite Spider-Man villains who's absolutely terrible. And let's see if you know this one. Slide. SLYDE.
I've never heard of Slide. I had the Ultimate Guide to Spider-Man growing up, but no Slide.
Oh, dude, yeah. Slide. He's real, man. And he's terrible. But I love my terrible villains. We love a lot of our terrible villains around these parts of YouTube. We love him. Subhuman A4. Yeah, great to see him, man. No, it's awesome. Slide is great. What's up, Pablo?
It's a bit sad because Yeah. It was just close to the first appearance of the Hobgoblin. So, god damn it, it's just a few issues, and you will have had an incredible run. Because there's some.
Is that when the Hobgoblin was in the 200s?
230 something.
Because I've read that. So I had this trade paperback.
Oh yeah.
One of the
Black
first
Cat
trades
gets
I had
introduced. I think the one appears for the first time too. So it's a mixed run, but you have some really good issues, man.
Yeah. I'm looking at it. Yeah, 244. Is that it?
Wasn't 37, 38?
For who? The Hobgoblin?
Oh no, it was 10. No, you're right. 238. 238.
Yeah. So, dude.
No,
it's a great run.
Like when you think of ASM 172, I think that was the debut of the Rocket Racer. I think Rocket Racer debuted in 172.
He was.
I remember that episode
show.
from the animated series, the Rocket Racer.
Yeah, what happened to him, man? He was so cool.
He was cool. There was a good idea there, and they never really did much with him after that, I think there's a few comics that he was in, and that's I think, but he really didn't, unfortunately, amount to too much, and that's unfortunate because there was a good idea there, and that there's one thing I'll give the animated series credit for is they had a great use of like that. Once again, the larger Marvel universe when we had characters like Rocket Racer, Daredevil, the Hulk was not Hulk, the Hulk. Susan Storm was involved at the last few episodes. There's a lot of oddball characters. Spider-Man had a lot of his villains with a few slightly deeper cuts, but not too deeper cuts. But at least, with the animated series, the Marvel Universe, you had Blade, the Punisher, Rocket Racer. They had a lot of these oddball characters. So, man, Rocket Racer was cool. Prowler was in also the animated series as well. Prowler was cool, and he was in a lot of the earliest Stan Lee written issues as well. I do. Oh, dude, Doctor. Yeah, I remember that one. Hot dog,
Ooh.
dude. Okay, continuing on about Phenomenova. So you got a digital copy for $5, and you're doing a 28-page monthly floppy. That's cool. You bring the floppies back. So now we know they might have.
I wish they were monthly, if only. But as close to monthly as I can. One day I'd love to make a monthly if possible, but.
Oh no, I think you misunderstood me. And that's fine. 20 issue. I said floppy, not monthly.
Oh, I thought you said monthly floppy. I was like, I wish.
No,
I wish.
Floppy. No, you got this 28-page floppy, and I know you've been doing a few issues so far a year. You're hoping to ramp it up. Obviously, it's got to take some unique discipline on your penciler if he can get that process back, because that could get tough, man. But hey, it's not like it can't get done. Jack Kirby, dude, he used to do a few issues a month. The only other penciler that I know that does it nowadays, I think, is Dan Mora. He's the only penciler that I know of. Keywords that I know of. Maybe there's one out there I'm not aware of. Dan Mora is the only guy who does a few issues each monthly. But there are guys I hear nowadays where it takes them a week or two to get 5-10 pages done. And guys like Jack would do 4 pages a day. That's crazy. That's incredible. Like, your hands have got to be killing you. Can you imagine what his arthritis was like before he passed on? I can't imagine what Jack Kirby's hands felt like. 4 pages a day. I don't know what your penciler does, but that's inhuman.
Yeah, no, he's not doing 4 pages a day. I'll tell you that.
And we should not expect him to. Jack, it was inhuman. It was inhuman. It really was. Oh God, Hydro Man. I remember Hydro Man. Even though it's not related to Hydro Man, you guys are bringing back a deep cut clip that I haven't played on here in a while. Let me dig for.
Get back here, Shocker! Shocker! You can't escape me!
The greatest overacting performance ever. Shocker! Shocker!
Oh yeah,
dude. Oh man, I still laugh at that to this very day, man. Holy crud. Shocker!
Yeah, I love Shocker. He's it's weird. I had the Spider-Man encyclopedia, and so I knew like a bunch of Spider-Man villains, even minor ones. But for some reason, Shocker wasn't in there. I don't know why.
What?
And he's like up there with the most importance. And I got my whole childhood. I was like, oh, Shocker, he must be like and I'm like, no, he's up there with like Electro and I'm like, why is Shocker not in this book? And it still bothers. I don't know why he's not in this book. He should be.
That would drive.
Like, there were characters like Chance that were in there, and like not Shocker. Like Tombstone and Hammerhead, they were both there, but not Shocker.
And Shocker was in a few video games too.
Shocker's like a crucial villain, dude, and they had like all these others. They didn't have the Enforcers, to be fair. The Enforcers were pretty prominent in like the Ditko.
We're big fans of the Enforcers in this corner.
Yeah, they're fun.
We're big fans. Fancy Dan, one of our guys. I even like weird, absurd characters like Gibbon. I like weird characters like Tarantula. How about the Iguana? Dude.
I don't know them. I don't know. I've seen Tarantula, but I don't know anything about him. Iguana, I don't know. I know Lizard, obviously, but not Iguana.
He's just, honestly, he's the ultimate derivative of the Lizard. If we're going to be honest. He's the ultimate cheesier derivative of
Dude,
the
I have a massive list of villains to pull from, and I can't wait to get through all. And that's the thing about doing the team book. It's not like a villain of the week, but I would love to. But I have so many villains. I would love to, dude. I'd love to villains of the week, villains of the month. But that was what I liked about reading those older comics is they'd like, we have this villain this issue, now this villain, now this villain, now this villain, and they'd still have the interpersonal stuff. And I was like, this is great, you know. Those older comics.
Spider-Man's first villain was the Chameleon in issue 1
you fake
of
fan. Yeah, come on. The Chameleon, and then
I remember I got my reprint of it as a kid, and you might be too young to remember it, but when they were doing a lot of the reprints, there was a big toy store called KB Toys. You may have just barely missed the window on it. And they were promoting, they went all in on the animated series figures, and they actually had comics, which was cool at the time. And I remember they had newer comics, but they also had reprints as well of older issues. And I liked that. I was like, ooh, I got ASM #1 as a reprint. I got ASM #1 as a reprint and the adjectiveless Spider-Man number 32 or 33 as my first comics ever. Because that was the cover where you see two Spider-Mans fighting each other. And then you got the Punisher in the background deciding which one is he going to shoot.
Which one is this? 133?
It was either 32 or 33. You know what? I'll dig for it right
now. Web
of
Spider-Man or Spectacular?
Just when I mean adjectiveless Spider-Man,
adjectiveless. Like 90s.
Yes, early 90s. Now, those are, I can't remember the order, but it was first or second, both of those issues.
Yeah, I mean, I have a list of covers I want to homage, but sometimes I feel like my artist's creating something that other people homage. So you go back, but that's why variant covers exist, right?
That's right. Hell yeah. By the way, chat, there's 14 of you here. Thank you guys for being here. This is Phenomenova. I will put the link again in our chat so you can have this comic book in your hands. Here's the link. And what's up, Deeple? How you doing, buddy? This is the Kickstarter link. And once again, digital copies as low as $5. There's physical copies as low as $10. And it is new issue friendly. So if your money's tight, but you can only get one copy, and if you're somebody who wants to get a bit more ambitious, you can do that. But we're also trying to consider everyone else. You can do as low as $10. So you have options there for Phenomenova. Okay, with Phenomenova, are you hoping to go long term with this? Do you have a end goal like real soon? What are you hoping to get out of this? Are you hoping to do spinoffs, something else, or are you just clearly is all time devoted to Phenomenova?
I mean, I have ideas for actually Bad Sauce, who's in the chat right now, is doing another comic book in my universe. He pitched me an idea that I really liked that was set during World War, or set 20 years after World War III as well, but in a country that lost the war. He kind of did some world building, and I made some adjustments to my plans because I felt like, you know what, yeah, like let's make Austria on the losing side of the war, and it's basically like a Dark Ages conflict between a sorcerer and a wizard, a fantasy conflict being brought into a post-World War III setting with superheroes is his book. It's called The Wraith Crown. So that's going to be coming out later this year. It's been worked on. But then Phenomenova, I have tons of plans for this. Crusader Corps is something the fans have been requesting since issue 1, which would be like a prequel set during World War III, following those heroes. We'll see about that. I definitely want to, but my primary focus is on Phenomenova. But I absolutely would love to expand this universe and do more stories.
Oh, universe expansion. I love that. Yeah. So you get to, in case that becomes something, you could play around with continuity, reference your own material. That's gotta be very rewarding, dude. I can't.
Oh my god, so much, dude. Yeah, no, it's been great. I have so many ideas for the ongoing series. Phenomenova is going to be ongoing for a while because I've just so many ideas, no shortage of ideas. But I'd love to do spin-offs. I'd love to do one-shots. I'd love to do all that kind of stuff. I had so many ideas. But Phenomenova in itself will definitely be going for a while.
I love that a lot. So you're committed to the superhero long form story, and if possible, if necessary, expansive universe out of this. I love that, dude.
Yeah,
Holy.
I have other ideas too, of course, but I'm focused mostly on Phenomenova.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
You know.
Get through this now, and if other bridges open up, then cross those bridges. If necessary. For now, it seems like you're taking it as you go along, and not trying to bite more than you can push. Sorry, bite more than you can chew. I meant to say, holy shit. I need a beverage after that. I should get my English correct. Damn. Anyways, yes, guys, that's the Kickstarter link. Please do let us know in the chat if you do back a copy of Phenomenova, physical or digital, issue number 4 or something else. What's up, Mohammed said? What the hell is wrong with me? Pablo, I need you to smack me around. I'm getting my English all wrong, and I don't do this ever. What is wrong with me?
I cannot say much about that. My English is not perfect.
Yeah, but your English is coherent and consistent. Mine right now is fine up until the last 2 minutes. Also, I'm just like, I'm acting like a drunk guy, and I'm not even drunk. So what the hell?
You can fix that.
Ooh,
well,
here we
not
go.
the speech, but the other part.
I will probably get a beverage set soon. But before I do, we got a question here from the Tetrarch of Apathy. This seems like it is for Vaughn. With the title, is Phenomenova a Space Hero 2? Big fan of a lot of the expansion Jim Starlin brought.
So Phenomenova is the name of the team. So if you go
it's a team book.
Yeah, that's what so that's what I was saying. So Galvanite is the main character. The first 2 issues focus more on him, but he's training. He fails strike on his own, being a dumb kid, and it's like he is now being trained by one of the veterans who fought during the war to join the team Phenomenova. So if you go to the main cover, you see a lot of the members of that team, as well as the woman training him, the tech support character. But that's one of the other members of the team right there.
Okay.
But yeah, if you scroll, that was the 48-hour cover, but you could still get it if you back any of the bundles that include all covers. That's the only way to get that specific cover.
Okay.
The fan art contest is over now. We declared our winner.
Nice. Oh, hold up. Look at it. So is this like a variant? Oh, it is a variant cover. Hot dog. Wow, look at that crossover. Expansive universe right here. The speedsters galore. I finally got to meet John's Longbox recently. We had a great conversation, him and I. Great guy, by the way. So
yeah,
I like that we got a wave of speedsters coming out of the YouTube corner. That is great.
Yeah, it was I forget it was John's idea, but they reached out and like, you want to do this? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? So yeah, if you're a fan of Rippaverse, you're a fan of John's Longbox, get this mini print in addition to your order, or if you get an appropriate bundle, it'll be with everything.
Amazing, freaking awesome, dude. Hell yeah. I hope the future is very bright for this. It seems like you have a steady flow of people that are backing it, and once again, issue 4, and it's only been a few years, so it's not like you have one issue and then it never comes out, or it takes one every 1 to 2 years. You're on 4 issues, and it's been a few years. Oh, Tetrarch again. A hero with faults in an arc, not science perfection, quality. I mean, wonders never cease, he says.
Yeah, so in the first issue, that's actually so he has a training uniform. So that P logo it's going on, Professor. Yeah, so that logo right there, that's the Phenomenova symbol, because he's wearing kind of I wanted him to have a team uniform, kind of. He's like a trainee uniform, kind of like how the New Mutants, they had their generic X-Men uniforms. They were like the same thing the X-Men wore. That's basically what he's wearing right now. He hasn't earned his full costume yet. In issue 1, you see him with his makeshift costume, where it's this hoodie, he has a helmet and a little mask, because it's just stuff around his house that he kind of put together. So he's really building himself up as a hero, and now he's trying to join the team, or at least show them that, hey, about messing up at a nuclear reactor, I'm sorry, I can be better. And that's kind of what he's doing.
Wow. What's up, Professor Savage Dad? All right, let me get this. With these picks, I'm going to rewatch when I get to... No, absolutely, as you should. I'm going to get my page up here so I can show you. I found the Spider-Man comic that I have. That was, like I said, this is the first or second issue, because my 2 issues in order, whichever they were the reprint of ASM and Adjectiveless Spider-Man. It was number 33. And this was the comic right here. That was my first. I got this at a 7-Eleven. There's a town right outside Chicago, right before the Chirac years, called Melrose Park. And there used to be a big amusement park out there called Kittyland. And there's a 7-Eleven right by it. And this is the comic that I got right here. That cover struck me as, who's Spider-Man? And why is there another Spider-Man?
That's a cool cover.
Yeah, that was my first. This was.
Oh, is it Bob McLeod? I love Bob McLeod. I had him on my show a couple of years back.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, on my YouTube channel. If you go to my YouTube channel, my Vaughn Coleman Presents playlist, I just did my 100th episode recently. Yeah, Bob McLeod. I've had him. Great guy, great artist. Obviously,
I will have to sub to your channel. I did not. I didn't know you had a channel. Okay, that is great.
Yeah, I need to promote it more. I'm always promoting. You can never promote everything. That's the thing.
No, you can't.
You can, but you kind of.
One sacrifice to the other a lot of the times when you do that. I hear that, man. I freaking hear that, dude. Wow. Hot dog. Okay. Bringing it back up to Phenomenova.
Yes. And I have a short story collection. I had an anti-hero character in my universe that I was like, I don't know where to put him yet, but he's a character I've had for a while. And my friend Allie and I are doing this horror book because I love horror stories too. I love writing. All kinds. And so I am going to do a horror anthology book. And one of those stories is going to be the debut of an anti-hero in my universe, but it's going to be a horror story set from the perspective of a group of criminals that are like getting hunted down, almost like a slasher movie. I want that. So, and then if people like that enough, well, I'm going to bring them into the universe eventually regardless. But, I'd love to see how people respond to that. There's also a Bad Girl book I wanted to do that's not in the Phenomenova universe, but I wrote a short story for it. And then if people like that enough, I have a comic book outline. So I'm always doing stuff, new stuff, tons of great stuff I've got cooking up all the time.
Okay. Hot dog, dude. So considering that this becomes an expansive universe, what would you like to pull off with this expansive universe in perfect Vaughn Coleman world? What do you feel like? Assuming you've even considered this conversation, what does the ideal Vaughn Coleman comic book universe look like? Does it look like 5 ongoings? Does it look like 1 ongoing? Maybe with a few one shots. What have you not even entertained?
No, I've thought about. Listen, I think about it a lot, and then I have to go humble yourself. Stop.
Yeah,
hone in. I would love to be hiring out talent, honestly, but obviously I'd be like the chief of creative control. But like, I would love to have Crusader Corps. I'd love to keep doing Wraith Crown. I'd love to have the other series going, but I would love to keep this Phenomenova. It would be the flagship title. That would be basically it, and I'd be doing this monthly. And then if I have other series going, if I have the occasional one shot, like in X-Men, there'd be like Wolverine and Havoc have their own little series, Wolverine Kitty Pryde, or you'd have Wolverine doing his adventures, or you have that kind of stuff. I would love to do more of that. If people have an idea for my universe, or if I have a character that, hey, I'm not doing anything with this character right now, you want to do something with them? Like, that's the kind of world I want to run. But primarily, like Phenomenova, you can read that series in and of itself, be good. I'd love to have the occasional crossover, preferably where you don't have to read 80 tie-ins. Try and make it a fun universe that people can really get invested in, or that they could just jump into. Is what I want.
Okay, I see this name popping up a lot, and I'm saying that because clearly there's a pattern here. Homage covers by John Romita Jr. It must be clear that either you're a major fan, or you're attracting artists who are major fans.
No, it's the same thing. If you go down to the original artwork, it's just the original artwork of that cover you were showing before.
Yes.
So it's just the one. It's the same thing.
Just the one. Okay. No,
but I am a big fan though. But it's just the one right now. But I would love to do more.
I'm sure you will. God, back in the 80s when he had his Daredevil run with Ann Nocenti.
I've only read a couple issues of that, but I've liked what I've read.
Oh, dude, no, it's a great run. Obviously, following up Frank Miller is an impossible task, but Ann Nocenti actually succeeds. And she, not only did she succeed, but she actually, end up creating characters that end up being part of the Pantheon for years to come. And there's a lot of notable things that happened in that run that really became significant. And it also brought one of the greatest Daredevil Christmas comics ever. And if you haven't, dude, I think it's Daredevil 281. Daredevil 281. Oh, man. It's this cover with the Kingpin on the front of it. I'm going to recheck. I'm going to fact check myself here. But I'm pretty sure it's number 281. And I'm telling you, that comic is, if it ain't 281, it must be 282. But I'm looking at it right now. But, dude, it is a delightful comic. Maybe my numbering is just off. I'm going through it right now. Kingpin cover. Shame on me for getting the numbering wrong. But he had a lot of noble issues. Regardless, nonetheless, this is what it's about with Daredevil, Typhoid Mary, great Christmas issue. Back when that used to be a thing where a lot of those cool things were celebrated, like in Marvel, whether it was Christmas or when tragic events like 9/11 even happened.
Yeah.
There was always a way of acknowledging, fun, positive ways of acknowledging what was going on in the world. Even what we learned with ASM in the 90s, they would get into some of the real world territory, but boy, did they have a better way of handling it in current year per se.
Well, because they've decided that they hate half the, and it's really more than half. Let's be honest.
It's like we're talking like 66%. Because you got to consider libertarians, you got to consider independents,
you got to consider normal liberals, not the ones.
Oh, absolutely, I would consider them. We have a few of them who listen to this channel. We do. We have a few of them.
And that's the thing. I don't even consider myself, because that was just kind of the elephant in the room we didn't really acknowledge. Is I don't even consider myself that conservative. But it's like, all right, well, especially with recent events, I'm like, oh, you want to kill everyone who disagrees with you? Mm-hmm. Oh, why? That's not what superheroes are about, man.
No, not at all.
You would have in Green Arrow Quiver. I don't know if you've read it. Kevin Smith did it.
There's
the part where Oliver Queen goes up to heaven, or like a version of heaven. And who does he see there? He's the liberal, right? And who does he see there? He sees Barry Allen. Immediately starts giving him crap for being a. He's like, oh, look who it is, the bane of all conservatives, and hugs him. They both disagree politically. Hal disagrees with him politically. They were all friends who would die for each other in a heartbeat. That's what it should be.
Hal Jordan is basically a conservative.
Same with Barry Allen.
Queen is basically a liberal, and yet they work together, and it was all good. Yeah, that's something we've covered before, and we make note of that, because if you go back and look at the first, let's just say, 60 issues of the Teen Titans run from George Perez, there's only a mention, and I have to emphasize that, a mention of politics, and maybe 2 issues in a few panels. And that's just basically just saying, oh, well, this is my position, but yet this team works together like it's no problem. It does not become a lecture, because these issues, even those few, are about the story first, the entertainment aspect first. They are not lectures. They are driven by entertainment. And they show you that there are people who think differently, who actually, not the bumper sticker coexist. We all seen that idiot who has that coexist bumper sticker in car, who actually don't want to coexist, but people who actually did coexist because they live by it and not use some bumper sticker slogan, who don't actually mean it when they preach it.
Right, 100%. 100%.
Mm-hmm. Pablo, can you hold the fort down really quick with Mr. Vaughn so I can get my glass going?
Oh, for sure.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, goddammit, I don't have access to the scroll wheel, so I can see a bit more of the art, but I was enjoying it. So, okay, it's a team up, right? What's your process for coming with the designs of every character? Because sometimes the characters don't mix that well, but that's a process. How do you do it?
The science, I'll be honest. I was notoriously terrible with science my whole life. Horrible with it. I kind of have like some level of it, but I actually brought a friend on who ended up becoming my assistant editor, who knew some things about nuclear reactors and things like that. Because I was like, I'm setting in the future. What's some theoretical technology right now that could be really cool in the future? He was explaining to me fusion reactors, and I was like, cool. Well, it's the future. It's post World War III. Let's do something like that. And then we would kind of talk about the way certain abilities work. I talked to some people. John's Longbox does electrical work, so I was asking him some questions at one point. Yeah, I think so. Obviously, you don't want to be. Well, for me, I don't want to be too devoted with electricity, but yeah, I mean with science, but like there's a balance to be had, I guess, in terms of science, in terms of power scaling, in terms of power limitations. I always build limitations into my characters, and so sometimes that means looking at the science, and I do what I have to do to tell a good story and to have good characters and have a good universe, and so to me, I haven't had issues balancing the characters really yet because I come up with the characters' power levels, and I kind of, if I ever have any difficulty, I can work through it. Like, hey, maybe this character seems a bit too powerful. How do I go about it? But for the most part, I'm pretty good with building limitations into my characters.
Well,
Mhm.
yeah, there's a need of that because sometimes you have teams like the Avengers, right?
Mhm.
That you have Iron Man that, let's be honest, is powerful, but not that powerful compared to the Hulk or compared to Thor. But they are fighting the same villain, right? So you need to have a way to actually make the fight flow, to give every character something to do, even if it's not the most powerful there. And that's a weird balance to do in some team ups. Especially DC has a lot of issues out of late with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back, and thank you for holding the fort down. It sounds like you carried it very well during my one
Yeah.
minute gone. By the way, I was so off at the numbering, but it's 253. Merry Christmas, Daredevil. This is a great issue.
Didn't she
And
do a
you,
few of them?
huh?
Didn't she do a few Christmas issues? Or did she
Did
only do
I?
one? No, did she? Didn't she do a few
Oh, did
Christmas?
to my knowledge, I think this is her only one.
Oh,
I might
okay.
be wrong though, but I think this is the only one. But this issue though is great because you see what happens with Matt Murdock's lifestyle and Wilson Fisk's lifestyle and how they not only how they go about Christmas, but how one man who is a barely getting by lawyer kind of has it all in terms of his sense of community and people around him has it all. Well, the man who's in his ivory tower has it all, like fortune wise, yet still has nothing.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's great
interesting.
to see the duality of their natures like colliding. And it's a great issue. You don't have them see each other face to face, but you see what their lives are like on Christmas. Matt celebrates it very happily and openly with his community around him, whereas Wilson, he has no one. He is alone in his ivory tower, just this angry Scrooge, basically. It's a great one-off story. You don't have to have read anything in the Anno Senti run in order to understand this issue. If you know Daredevil, you can just jump into it and that's it. But dude, 253, seek it out. It's not expensive for a single copy of it too. I'm just saying, like, if because I see you have your Daredevil hardbacks. If you're just seeking out a single copy, I know there's a collected edition hardcover that came out the entire Anno Senti run. If you want to go that route too, up to you. But I'm just letting you know for this issue exclusively, it's like $10 on eBay.
That's
If you can
dope.
find even cheaper, even better.
Well, I don't have the Innocenti stuff yet, but I've
Okay.
read a few issues. This is all just Frank Miller stuff right here.
Oh, and that's a lot of good stuff there. That's a whole lot of good stuff
I know. I've
in
read
the
the whole
Frank
run.
Miller stuff. Jonathan Conroy, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the show. Enjoy your stay. And as we continued talking funny books with Phenomenova. So, okay, if your universe, if you could cross over characters or universes, who will this cross over with in your ideal world? If you could pick a character from your universe or a slew of characters, who are they going to cross over with? Whether Marvel, DC, Image, whatever, Transformers, whatever. Who will this universe? If you say, hey, will you have access to this category for 1 month? Make the most of your opportunity.
They
What's it
cross
going to
over.
be?
I have to make it. My
Hanna
characters cross over.
Barbera.
And my characters cross over with anybody. Anybody.
Anybody.
Because I've always kind of like limited to what's attainable. Man, this is good. Got to be either, I'd say the X-Men or the Teen Titans, especially the 80s versions. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think, man, because a lot of these characters are so weird now.
Oh, you've never been asked this before. I could tell. I got you to think on this one.
No, yeah, this is a good one. Daredevil. Let's see. Yeah, I'll probably go with X-Men and New Teen Titans are the first ones that come to mind, just because I think they gel well with my characters. Maybe the
Oh.
New Mutants, but if I were to choose the New Mutants I would never choose the New Mutants over the X-Men if I had to pick. You know, I love the New Mutants. Don't get me wrong, but like, probably, yeah, that's probably what I would do. X-Men
Okay,
or Teen
question.
Titans.
Which composition of the teams?
That's
'Cause
where I was thinking. Yeah, so I do the original Marv Wolfman, George Perez, New Teen
okay.
Titans run, and then for the X-Men, definitely when Kitty Pryde is definitely when Kitty Pryde's on the team in the 80s. I'd probably go with like the post Dark Phoenix lineup, or I maybe you know what I do? I'd probably come up with a lineup like a couple of the characters that I like maybe I'd have Kitty Pryde, Nightcrawler, Havoc, Storm, Cyclops, Wolverine. I'd probably maybe like do my own little lineup.
Okay.
Oh, nice, Mohammed. Yeah, that's a great. Well, it's a Madeline Pryor. Madeline Pryor is a mixed bag, but Inferno makes it worth the mixed bag. Inferno is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's good.
Super Helen Keller's. She doesn't have one yet.
I love that comment. He really went there with that comment.
Well, because the character she's deaf and blind, but she has psychometry, which means she can see the world around her through physical contact by absorbing the memories and information of the world around her in real time.
Okay, I did back this, by the way, myself. You have tickled my curiosity. I backed just cover A, number 4, so I'm going to jump in. Basically, I'm jumping in dry, and if I'm very tickled and fancy by this, I'm gonna dig very much deeper. Like it's gonna become like Showdown in Little Tokyo. I don't know if you know what Showdown in Little Tokyo is, but since you're a part of the show, we now have to make you part of Showdown in Little Tokyo. But
I saw you strip down for that hot tub.
His dick's not small.
You have the biggest dick I've ever seen on a man.
Thanks.
congratulations, you have now been broken in.
Thank you. Yeah, no, if you want it, I'm glad I decided to do the previously on with issue 4. And then if you want it, we got issues 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm. And welcome to the show, Billy Power Max. Your avatar's killer. Haven't seen you here, but enjoy your stay, sir. Thank you. We've just been talking Phenomenova, the history, the before, the durings, and afters. His President Nixon is not small.
Dick Nixon.
President Nixon's not small. Oh man, dude. I'm hoping I could like live in a world, and this is something I was talking with some of our people in our sphere. I'm at the point where I'm rejecting the term alternative for comics in our sphere because there's so many more of them coming out nowadays. I just feel they're just another batch of comics coming out. If you understand what I'm getting. I refuse to call you Ripaverse, my buddy Russ, who's doing his Cole comic. I'm also a creator.
Oh yeah, alternative. Yeah, everything is an alternative to something.
To me, you guys have been all you guys simultaneously, and I'm sure there's a few others who I just haven't mentioned. You're putting out stuff frequently and consistently doing it. To me, you're just another book I'm adding to my lineup of stuff that I'm reading.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Like if it's on the shelf, sometimes it's from Kickstarter, sometimes it's from Rippaverse, sometimes it's whatever, blah, blah, blah. I just want good comics. I don't care. And there's the thing. It's like most people just want to be entertained. And that's what you're going to get here, you know? And my goal isn't to be see me how you want to see me. My goal is just to tell the best superhero story in the best way I can. If that makes me an alternative, sure. If that just makes me another book you on the shelf, sure. I don't care. I'm here to sell you a story. I'm here to entertain you, and I'm here to uplift you. And I think I've done that with my writing.
Nice. I love to hear that, man. That is fantastic. Okay, so a little bit unrelated, but since we're here, we're chatting. We're an hour and 20 deep. Are you placing any bets tonight, whether it's official officially or unofficially on Gina and Ronda? Do you have confidence or do you have theories?
I want look. Here's the thing. I don't want to root against Ronda Rousey because she's cool too, and
She's
probably
a
moderately
fantastic
based.
fighter.
Probably
She's incredible.
moderately based. It seems like too. But Gina, I feel like I've looked up for her for so long. I literally have a picture of her like here. I want Gina to win.
I want her to win too. I do. I'll say I want her to win. It's just I have considered the variables that do go against her. One, she's been away from the octagon longer than Ronda, and she's older by 5 or 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I do consider those variables. Do I think though it's out of the question? Of course not. It's absolutely not out of the question at all. I think there's definitely potential that she could still get it, but it's one of those things where you have to like definitely be reasonable with your expectations because I'll be happy. And I said this at the very beginning of the show. As long as it's a good fight, that would be the best possible outcome is a good fight. If it just happens to have a Gina win or even her losing, but going down swinging, like a really good fight, like they both fought to the very end and she lost, but she really didn't lose, bro. I would be happy with that. Pablo, do you have any expectations on it?
I'm just hoping for a really fun ride. What I have seen, there's some really heated debate on the internet about the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
to be
see
honest,
a lot of different opinions, which is good. You don't want to see we're dominantly one-sided.
Okay, I'll say this. It's not the kind of match that you will think people will be so opinionated, but because it's political, there's a lot of buzz. And normally this will be a fight that around us we will be interested, but outside, uh, Gina Carano has been out for how long out of the ring?
A long time. And Ronda's been out a long time too, but not as long. And by the way, Tugs, thank you for the raid. Appreciate you. Oh, shout out
Last
to
time
Tugs.
was in
Awesome
in Las
lady.
Vegas, right? Her last fight was in Nevada, right?
Gina's was it against that cyborg lady? I think her last four was against that. Where it was her one loss she ever had. Gina's one loss she ever had.
So that's interesting, but I don't know. A lot of what I'm seeing is people just talking smack about politics and other shit. And well, let's see. Whatever happens, I'm going to enjoy the results of the match as much
Gina's a
as the
trooper
match.
just inherently by getting in there and after all this shit. So
Yeah, exactly. Is she went out in a high note? Yeah, losing a match, but that's it. She went to work with Disney. She was appearing in movies. It was a big talk about her, and then The Mandalorian happened, right? Disney is saying goodbye to her in the most stupid way possible. Then they having to backtrack and instead of apologizing, saying that she's wonderful and making so that she is hireable again in any industry because she was basically blacklisted after Disney. Let's be honest. Only some more alternative media will do something with her, like Terror on the Prairie or things like that. So she had a couple of jobs here and there, but this is her again in the spotlight. This is her again being the centerpiece of not only a huge marketing push, but also a huge controversy. I want to see what happens. That's all I'm saying. I want to see.
I really do too. By the way, really quick before you go on, Pablo, Mohammed said, "I'm getting the link right now for you."
Yeah,
dude.
I got it.
Okay?
I already put it in the
You got it?
private chat.
Okay, thank you.
I'm fast with that. I learned to be fast with that because I'm like, I always want to make sure. Yeah, we're close to 2K subs, so
nice.
I got to stream more often. I've just been so busy with publishing and getting this out there, and now I'll probably start to.
All right, that is the YouTube link to Vaughn Coleman right there, buddy. Okay,
Thank you so much.
That is the link. Do sub to our man here. All right. Hell
Thank you.
yeah. Oh man, no. I'm looking forward to it. I'm ultimately just hoping for a good fight. And
Yeah,
if
me
Gina
too.
wins, it's the cherry on top. I feel like that's a reasonable expectation. More reasonable than, oh man, it's gotta be a Gina win. Because I know if I do it, I may be setting myself up for disaster, like emotionally. It's like, what if I expect that and then it just doesn't happen? And there could be a good loss. There is, in my opinion, good loss. I mean, once again, I mentioned at the beginning screen, Rocky won. We saw what happened, where Rocky was the nobody going in against Apollo Creed. And in the crowd's mind and the people watching at home in that movie, Rocky won. Even though he lost. But no one expected him to put up the fight he did against Apollo. And there have been fights like that in real life. So why not apply that to this upcoming one? Why freaking not? Hell yeah, bitch. So good. Hey, you're good man. You're a good man. Yo.
Thank you.
You're very good, yo. You're very, very good. We appreciate that. He appreciates that.
Of course I do. Yeah, a lot. And like I said, you guys can see it on my website. There's even a free sample of the first 10 pages of issue 1 if you go to my website and go to Global Comics. And then if you want more, there's physicals, digitals, you name it. Like I said, we've got it there. And then 4, of course, right here.
Okay. So, in between all of the stuff, between your busyness with Phenomenova, you're obviously in this go-getter mentality. And in go-getter mentality, there's a lot of rewards to that. And there are some minor cons. And one of the minor cons, and I've noticed this varies person to person. This may or may not be relevant to you, but I'm going to ask it in case it does. In case it is.
Go ahead.
Do you feel like you have time to still be a fan of stuff coming out? And that
it's harder. It's harder.
I'm sure it's hard. Oh, I don't doubt it.
And I wish it wasn't.
In this case, is there anything coming out, whether it's through any publisher or the
yeah. So
what are you enjoying?
I recently discovered Josh Howard's work.
Okay.
And his stuff is fantastic, Doc. And again, this is to your point where it's like, I just see comics. If I like it, if it's on the mainstream or anti-mainstream, I just like good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff is what matters.
So have you been reading Psylocke Ninja, that miniseries?
I have not been reading
You're a fan of Frank Miller's Daredevil and Claremont's X-Men, right?
I love Daredevil from Frank Miller, and I'm not as well versed in Claremont X-Men, but of course the parts that I have read, of course I love.
Okay.
Of course, like we did a great read through talking about the Claremont Miller Wolverine miniseries from many moons back.
Oh,
outstanding, by the way. Woo! Oh, so very good.
Yeah. Right
so
here.
very good.
Right here.
Oh, dude, there. Oh, I'm gonna zoom in on your screen.
Yeah,
dude, that miniseries is so freaking good.
There's Chris, Joe Rubenstein,
Oh,
and then inside, for some reason, I like Roy Thomas.
Roy
Simonson.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Dude.
No, I love it. I love that miniseries. But so that stuff is great. But anyway, that run is great for anyone who's a fan of those two runs because it's got Elektra and like early Psylocke after her transformation.
Actual Elektra, though, I gotta ask, actual Elektra, is it? And the reason why I ask this because the last Marvel comic that I read was Daredevil. I love the first portion.
Well,
of
hold
the
on.
Chip Zdarsky run, and then Elektra became Daredevil, which I was originally for, by the way. I was originally for it because it made sense. There was logic. Matt Murdock's in jail. Someone's holding down the fort while I'm gone. And he's still masked in jail. And then he gets out of jail and she doesn't give it back. They end up just both being Daredevil. And that's when it started to rub me the wrong way. And that was when I was actually out. So I've been out from Marvel ever since. Go on.
They did that shit with Wolverine too. I'm both. No, you're not. Be something else. Come up with another name. No, that's like I'm Vaughn Coleman. I'm also Vaughn Coleman. No, you're not. Pick your own name. It's identity theft.
I'm Vaughn Coleman. No, I'm Vaughn
Yeah.
Coleman.
No, it's a mantle. You can't. Oh well, actually, they're comics. They can do whatever they want. They can, but it's stupid. You can do whatever you want. I'm allowed to say what you're doing is stupid. If it's
If
stupid,
they do whatever I want, that means I could say that your comic is shit.
yeah, exactly.
I can make fun of it when it sells like shit, and a lot of them do sell like shit. And the few people who read them are people who are going to say everything is great because they are hoping for access.
Yeah, please. Yeah, I need look. There's some of that in the indie scene too, but
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you right now, like the stuff that I'm looking forward to the most. So Psylocke Ninja, because it's set during that time in history, like it's basically written as if it came out in 1989.
Oh, okay.
that's cool.
Interesting.
You're getting my attention, by the way. Go on.
Yeah, so I guess it would be 1990 because it's like takes place right after the miniseries where the Mandarin takes Psylocke, and it takes place. Well, it starts off originally during that time. It kind of jumps around. I don't know how it would read to an outsider, but to me, it's who's. I'm like, oh, this issue's set between this and this. This issue set between this and this. And meanwhile, you have because if you look, Psylocke was basically palette swapped Elektra because they weren't allowed to bring Elektra back, and so they took Betsy Braddock, who was this character that was Psylocke, and they were like, well, what? Let's do something different with her. And the X-Men, they had gone through the Siege Perilous. Everyone goes through a transformation. Hers is probably the most dramatic transformation where she ends up going through and becoming Asian. And then later on, they retcon the body swap. But that wasn't in the original story. The original story, it was literally, they just like made her Asian.
By the power of Asians. No.
Yeah, actually, that wasn't surprising me. The original story. In the original story, literally, she's in a test tube, and she's made Asian. Then they retcon. Well, no, she actually switched bodies with an Asian. I'm like, that's not clearly not what happened in the original issue.
I really think that coming in Japan is a real thing. So dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, but what's funny too is like they make her Japanese, even though I guess the Hand is doing it with her, but then she becomes Lady Mandarin, which is Chinese.
There's so many jokes, man. There's so many jokes.
Yeah.
The Chinese always make a copy version of something. Well, no Psylocke.
Yeah. Really, dude. What about Battle Beast? Battle Beast is great.
I love Battle Beast.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And then I started. That. I read through the whole comic series of Invincible, all 3 hardcovers. I would say for stuff that's coming out currently, The Man with No Strings by Phil Diaz is really good.
What is Phil Diaz's stuff like? Because I know of him and I've never interacted. I'm aware of him. I'm aware of his lore for better and worse, but it's never really like detracted me from him. I'm just aware of who he is. Him and I live in the same state, by the way. We're both in Illinois, to my knowledge.
Yeah, he is.
But I've never looked into stuff. But I'm aware he's a guy who is productive like you, productive like the Riververse, productive like my buddy Russ Leach. So I respect that he is a dude who is another grinder out there. So what's the series called again?
The Man with No Strings.
The Man with No Strings. Okay.
That one's really good. Per Berg, his stuff is really good too. Everything he does, like I really like Earthbound. I want to read more of his. Let's see. Those are some guys I'd really recommend. Dave Brink's Perfect 10 with Genuine Comics. His stuff is fantastic. Perfect 10 is one of my favorite series. Josh Howard's stuff is really good. I'm catching up on the old Dead at 17. I never read the original. He sent it to me. He was like, do you want to read? I only have digitals right now. I'm like, he just, after I bought his stuff, it's so kind of, I'm like, oh, sure, man. Yeah, he's great. There's a lot of really good stuff out there. I'm trying to think. There's going to be some that really bothered me.
I'm so glad you actually said there actually is a lot of good stuff because there actually is nowadays. There could be a better argument for 2020, 2021, 22, 23. But in the last 2-3 years, it's starting to pop out. It's just not going to be as, let's just say, accessible or even immediate to get. But it is there now. In 2026, it is officially there.
Yeah. We're not, it's there's no shortage of, which just means you have to push, you have to really get your stuff out there. But it's, it's good to, as a fan, as a consumer, it feels pretty good to have stuff out there.
It does, dude. the last few days I have spent outside of being dad and working and being responsible around the place of living. I have been doing a lot of reading, and luckily my children are readers, so that makes it even easier to read. Like we have between me and my two girls, we're all big readers. We can all read and spend lots of hours doing it. It's all good. In between also the other various activities we may do throughout the day. So reading for me is easier to catch on. I'm very lucky for that. It's even though my children, one's going to be a teenager in a few months and the other's 2 years away from it, they're both really deep on reading. It's great. And I've been able to like catch up on a lot of reading this week, and it feels great to know, oh man, there's killer stuff coming out. And now that I've heard from someone like you about Phil Diaz and his stuff, it definitely is, piqued my interest in wanting to check it out. So now I'm like, okay, I wrote this down so I can
Mark
remember.
Polton, he's very good too.
Who?
Mark Polton.
I know that name. I've heard that name somewhere.
He's done stuff for DC. He's done stuff for Image. He's done tons of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's a ton of great creators. Oh my God, you want a list? I'll think of some. But yeah, those. So there are a lot of people who do indie stuff that get me excited.
Good. That makes me happy. Like I was happy. My buddy Andrew Rodriguez. I thought he absolutely killed it with his Blue Shift story. It's a short story, but I thought it was cool because I know you mentioned Phenomenova, even though I have not read it. You said it's a very hopeful, bright story, and what I read out of his short story was bright, hopeful, fun, and it left me feeling really good after I read it. It left me feeling really good. I want more of that. It was like this appetizer. His short story was like a really damn good appetizer that I went to for, okay, so I'm going to get into Chicago speak here.
Yeah.
I go to a White Sox game. Sox win. It's a good game. The Sox win. I'm happy. Okay, great. Hey, guys, let's go get something to eat. Okay, where do you want to go? Like, hey, let's go to Vito and Nick's. Or do you want to go there? Or do you want to go to Maxwell's? Oh, let's go to Maxwell. Okay, we'll go to Maxwell. So we'll go to Maxwell. And we'll go to Maxwell. I'm like, oh, what do you want to get? I don't know. Do I want fries? Do I want a hot dog? Do I want a burger? Do I want chili cheese fries? I don't know. Okay, I'll do a really good, give me your best chili cheese fries. I get the chili cheese fries. The chili cheese fries, they're ready. I eat them. They're great. They're wonderful. They're absolutely incredible. The only problem is it was an appetizer. Now I want more. And that is exactly what I got out of Blue Shift. It was very hopeful, fun. I don't know if you have or have not read it, but it had a lot of the things you were mentioning about your Phenomenova, which that was actually that was the match that sparked my fire for me to say, okay, I want to back this myself. Because I don't always back what I put on here for people who are guests on my channel.
It's tough. It's tough.
But you mentioning those words was like, okay, say no more. I mean, I'm going to get you to say more personally, but in my mind, I'm saying say no more. I'm going to check out just off of that alone.
Yeah, that's really, really wanted is I wanted to harken back, and everyone's like, well, try something different that's all been done before. And I'm like, and it's not being done enough anymore.
That is different nowadays, though.
Nowadays, and here's the thing, even if it wasn't, I would still do it because it's what I believe in. I'm not going to do some cynical slop because it's popular, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. Oh, there's certain things are overdone. Well, if it hasn't been done by me in the way I want to do it, inherently you're channeling someone else's work, but it'll come out differently through you. You look at every single one, whether it's your favorite singers, whether it's your favorite artists, whether it's your favorite writers, whether it's your favorite filmmakers, favorite actors, they're usually channeling someone else. That there are multiple people, but when it comes through you, it's different. I remember listening to this book, The Creative Act by Rick Rubin, and he talked about that.
I know who Rick Rubin is. Yeah. He's produced a lot of my personal favorite albums.
And you talk about it, and he's like every single one of my. It's like every person you think who's unique and who just did something totally different, they were probably channeling something else. But when you go through, you're a vessel, something changes because there's some unique spark in you. And that's what I think is important to note.
I can confirm I spoke to someone who worked with Rick Rubin because he was in a band that recorded an album under Rick Rubin's tutelage. His name is John Dolmayan. He's a drummer from some band called System of a Down. and no big deal. No big deal at
no
all.
big deal at all.
Yeah,
But
it
when he's
depends.
not playing with his band, I don't know if you know this, but he actually owns a comic shop in Vegas
Really?
called
I was just
Oh,
in
no
Vegas.
way.
Torpedo Comics. Yes, Torpedo Comics.
He owns that?
He owns that. He
I didn't know
works
that.
there still to this very day.
I
Still
didn't
works
know.
there. So, okay, I met him officially in 2014, and I had known about this. And I was at the C2E2 convention, which is the big convention that comes to Chicago. So if you ever come, Vaughn,
Yeah.
I can treat you. I'll treat you to good pizza. I will.
All right.
That's not-
It was the same weekend as, I know it's hard to get into, but it was the same weekend as Lexington and WonderCon. And I ended up at Lexington. But
That's fair, but just do it for next year. Then, just do it for next year if the weekends align right. By the way, but and yes, I have to emphasize that twice because it really is that important. Oh, Deeple just backed it,
Thank you
dude.
so much.
Deeple, not only
Thank
did
you
he
so
back
much.
it, look what he said.
got the physical catch up. Thank you so much. Dude.
Woo! Okay,
Thank you.
that warrants a few clips. I mean, dude, bro.
Thank you so
what?
much.
There it is. Australia. I'll be damned. Look at this country. You are gay.
That time, I heard you coming.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, we're this campaign is doing great, man, and very happy with it. Very happy with the results. Very happy with everything.
Excellent. Okay, so we were talking about things before that, right before your advancement push. Oh, but if you come to Chicago, dude, I can show you the good pizza and they'll love it. But there's also a lot of propaganda. Yes, even pizza is propaganda outlets.
Really?
Believe it or not, politics is not the only thing that has propaganda pushes. Pizza has propaganda pushes. Whatever you heard outside of Illinois, probably propaganda. Except maybe Dave Portnoy. I see Bad Sauce is already going off saying, oh, Chicago's pizza is racist. Obviously, he's being humorous, but let's just say the pizza probably is racist. But guess what? Black people love it. Hispanics love it. My Puerto Rican family, where my mom has six sisters and 3 brothers. Yes, they're very stereotypical Hispanic, Puerto Rican, Latino family with 800 million brothers and sisters, and there's 900 cousins. Yes, we all eat that racist pizza. We all do. We all eat that Chicago racist pizza. I'll make sure you go to the good spots. I'm just saying, if you come out this way, please. I'll make sure you eat good.
I'd love to. C2E2 and any other stuff. I know I'm going to be at Denver at the end of this month.
Oh,
I'm going to be at Thy Geekdom Con in Oaks next weekend. I'm going to be at Phoenix Fan Fusion, Professor Savage Dad. And then with Bad Sauce, we're going to be at Heroes Con in Charlotte. I'm hitting a lot. I'll be at New York. I'm going to be doing a ton of shows. So keep an eye on my email list. It's on my website, my socials. I'm going to be, making my presence known wherever I can.
I'm glad you're doing that because you want to get to as many eyes as possible.
Right.
And I don't care where you are socially, politically. As long as you enjoy the comic, that's all that matters.
Yeah. And newsflash, this is the thing. A lot of these people that can't coexist with people that disagree with them are usually people, and I see this on both sides of the aisle, that don't leave their house. When you go to the bar and you hang out, it's usually, or you talk comics with people you disagree, it's just you just hang out with people that are different. And it's just you learn to deal with it. And it's a lot of really fringe, awkward, antisocial types that can't handle. Oh, it's that uncomfortable. Why is it uncomfortable to just have dinner with someone you disagree with? Why is that uncomfortable? It shouldn't be.
That's
it's
why
not
I
for
made
me.
sure. No, Vaughn, to respond to your point, I make sure when I do a show, I emphasize once in a while, not every show, but once in a while, hey, this is a politically neutral show. And we have had guys on here who are, I guess you could say, center left, and they promote their comics, and it's all good. And we hang out. They know who I am. They don't care.
Yeah.
Because here to talk comics, enjoy the funny books equally, and just roll with it. It's all good. We don't care. It's like, oh, okay, well, you like funny books. I like funny books. Let's talk about funny books. Okay, great.
Yeah, it's a
Let's
bit
do that
of.
even more.
It used to be like this. I don't care about your politics. I care about what you write. Sorry about that.
It's all good. Yeah. No, it's just
Ram 87. I recommend Little Caesars. You
Yeah,
recommend Little Caesars when there's nothing else to recommend.
One
But
day
go
I'll
on,
go
Pablo.
to the US and taste Little Caesars because there's a lot of people that tell me that it's better than it should for the price, and that sounds enticing for me. So, good food at low price. Well, that's my jam. But anyway, yeah, it used to be that you didn't care about the politics of whoever was writing. Let's say um, Alan Moore. Alan Moore is a perfect example. Guy is an absolutely wacko. His beliefs are
oh, he's a
absolutely
communist. Yeah.
crazy. Yeah. Not only is a communist, he actually believes he's a wizard. And
Maybe
I
he is.
mean,
I mean, have you seen him?
oh well. Other than how he looks, he believes that he has powers. He has esper powers. He actually believes in practicing magic and all that. Guy is absolutely crazy. His work on Superman, really good.
Yeah, I need
What
to
can
do
I
his
say?
Superman work.
Dude, even if you talk about his work on Batman, his work on, well, obviously Watchmen, guy, the guy has a lot of crazy takes on some things. Then he goes
Yes.
to Superman, and Superman is really joyful and full of hope. And then you go back to Batman, and he's basically implying that Batman kills the Joker.
I don't know if he said that in interviews because I don't think
He has
Well, I'm
never.
gonna be honest. I don't buy that
Yeah, he
Batman
has
kills the
never
Joker.
fully clarified. There's the rumor that it was supposed to be an elf story, and then they added it to the canon.
Well, that I
Then
believe.
they did an interview with him, and he said that no, it was always part of the canon and shit like that. So you don't really know.
But I don't think he kills the Joker at the end of that story. A lot of people say that.
He puts his hands around the Joker's shoulders, like he's going to his neck, and then it cuts to the rain falling. And it's the same shot of the rain falling as when the Joker basically is born. That is when he actually falls into madness, right when he comes out to the sewer.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me double check it. All right, because my recollection is that it was. I thought it paralleled. Hold on. Do I have this in upside down?
Do you have it upside down? You tell us. Okay, Bat Sauce gets the assignment. Little Caesars is dog food. Their breadsticks are actually good. If I'm going to be fair here, their breadsticks are actually good. Not just because, it's better than everything else on their menu. It's better because it's good on its own merits. We could debate the pizza, though. The pizza is dog food. But the breadsticks, bro. I'm glad I got a food conversation out of this with the panel and the chat. That's good. That lets me know there's passion.
See, this is where the panel right here of the water.
Final page.
Yeah, no, that's not. I was double checking. Yeah, that's not accurate. What it is it's a repetition of the first panel of the book, where Batman's about to go into the asylum. So to me, especially now, actually after hearing you say that and then going in through, it reaffirms my belief that I don't think that's the case at all. He's laughing because the cycle is going to continue. Ready? First panel of the book right here. Okay.
I'm big in you.
See that? First panel of the book right here. Last panel of the book is right here.
Just keep it on the screen long enough so the panel's clear.
Yeah. No, actually, the drops appear 3 times. Also, when the Joker comes out of the sewer, it's also raining when he finally transforms.
Shot,
no, it's not the same shot, but the theme of rain falling keeps appearing.
Yeah, but it being the exact same shot with the beginning and the end.
Oh,
to
it's the
me-
beginning and the end. Yeah.
To me, that shows that the cycle is continuing, and it can't continue
interesting.
if Batman kills the Joker. Also, another thing too is how Alan Moore is super specific in his scripts, and I'd have to recheck it, but I don't remember there being any allusion to that in the script. He goes, we'll go for like plenty of pages talking about just like a panel.
Okay, I'm going to ask you, Vaughn, who are 3 pencilers you'd like to get, whether it's to do a cover, a one-off, a mini-series, whatever. Who are 3 pencilers, whether it's from this sphere or the more mainstream sphere? Who would you like to get to do some work for you? If you were the man who called
get
the freaking
everything,
shots, because
yeah.
1 is too complicated and you'll never come to an answer. But I feel like 3 will at least get you some leeway.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just think shooting from the hip off the top of my head. Silvestri is one of them for sure.
Ooh,
Mark Silvestri
is good.
Mark Silvestri is definitely one of them. I would say who else is really good, because I'm not reading a lot of current mainstream stuff.
It's probably for the best. Aquaman, I've been enjoying, is the only mainstream comic.
Yeah, I gotta read more Jeremy Adams stuff.
Aquaman is great, by the way. It's almost a year and a half in, and the last issue that came out, issue 17, was either the best or the second best issue of the 17 issues so far. And they've all been at the very minimum good.
The second
Jeremy
time
Adams really gets the assignment. It's crazy that there's a guy DC in 2026 who understands it. Jeremy Adams is the it guy.
That's
really
what I hear.
is.
That you're the second person. I was in Aficionados this morning. And
Oh, my buddy Wes! Ha!
Yeah.
Wes
and they said the same thing.
Show every Monday morning. We record for his Patreon called Comics Guild. We do a show for his Patreon called Comics Guild where we do 2 comics, old school comics to review. Right now, we've been going through all of Miller World. This week, we're about to start the 4th volume of Mark Miller's The Magic Order. And the second one, we're going through G.I. Joe. We're going through a lot of the G.I. Joe pre-Energon universe. So we're having fun with that. But yeah, Wes is my guy. Doc is my guy. Aaron Sparrow. I met all of them last summer in Dallas. That was Dallas. Yeah, it was. I had to remember in my brain that was Dallas. Great guys. Love hanging out with them. It was me, Aaron, Wes, and Perch's Comics by Perch.
Yeah, I was just on a show with Perch.
Oh, dude, Perch I met him in person, and not only is he a great guy to hang out with, but he bought us the best dinner of food ever. And I mean the words ever. Like, remember the Sandlot? Forever. Forever. Dude, it really was. Perch was a king, and even though he's a king, he treated us like kings.
That's great, man.
Oh, dude, Perch is such a great guy. And I know opinions on him are mixed, but I'm in the quarter of positive opinions. I love that guy so much. His channel is great, too. I don't care if it's just one single screenshot, because it's what he says that's great. Who cares Who cares about the lack of visual? Because it's what he says that's wonderful.
Oh, you can never do everything. That's what I have to learn with content creation. It's like, okay, you want to get a million things out, you can't do these highly edited videos and then put them out daily, or then also run a company. And it's just, you can't do it all. Is one of the things I
really cannot.
What was I gonna say? Okay, so getting back to people. All right, just looking at my Art Adams. I'd love to work with Art Adams.
Oh, yeah.
And Amanda Connor. I'll say that, too.
She's great. Did you see her Yaira Exclave cover?
Yeah, I did, which is cool because I've always liked Amanda and Jimmy. They're great people. I've met them many times at cons. And Amanda, I've always loved her artwork. And I was looking at my shelf. I'm like, yeah, I love her Power Girl. So.
Oh, wow. Big shock there.
Yeah, I mean, their Power Girl run is so good, dude.
No, it is good. It's written well, which doesn't get enough credit for the written part. It usually gets credit for the art part, which no one's going to be surprised on because Amanda Connor is absolutely excellent. But story-wise, it actually is
It's
good
so
too.
funny. Yeah.
It actually is good story-wise. If you guys take more than 5 seconds, there is a good story and funny story. Thank you, by the way, for saying that. There is a great story there. But yes, the art is right because of course it is. Now, Amanda Connor is excellent. I'm sure she'd do it. I definitely feel like that's a very realistic one.
That one's real. That's why I'm like, if I were to go like crazy unrealistic.
Okay, for your throw. Who's crazy unrealistic if you'd like to do it?
Jim Lee. Screw it. Everyone,
okay.
Jim Lee. If I want to sell both of my kidneys, I might be able to pay for half of a Jim Lee cover. But you know, Jim Lee would be great. John Byrne.
Dude, you
JR.
got that man out of a cave. John Byrne. I love him though. I love John Byrne. Except though, he's best when he has someone else inking his own work, in my opinion. I don't know where you're at with the inking, but I feel like he's better when someone else is inking his. I feel like he's his own worst penciler when he's inking his own stuff. Do you feel that way, or do you feel differently? You can be honest with me. I don't care.
Because I don't know that I've seen a lot of his own inked stuff.
I'll put it this way, okay?
Because that's how I feel about Frank Miller. I think Frank Miller is better when Klaus Janson inks him, or when
I agree with you.
Or Joe Rubenstein on the Wolverine miniseries. I think
so much better when
he is a better storyteller than he is an artist, and that's not he's a great, amazing storyteller. Yes. But I think he needs like an A-list inker to bring out his best work.
He does. No, I am 800% on board with you on that. Klaus Janson was a great inker for Frank Miller.
He would be a great one to get a cover from too, Klaus.
Yeah, oh God. And that guy does it all. Inking.
Yeah, he did
penciling.
5 issues of Mike Barron's Punisher run. He penciled, inked, and colored.
Dude, Klaus Janson is the total package. Like, if you want him for anything, you name it, penciling, inking, coloring, he can do it all. And if you have him for all of them, well, obviously even better. But even if you're for one of them, he's going to give you his A+ best no matter what. I love Klaus Janson. That dude is such a great talent. There's a reason why he's still getting work to this day, because he's dependable no matter what you put him on. But Klaus Janson is good. But John Byrne, when he inks his own stuff, like, you can tell it's drawn well, but it's not as good as it can be. But when someone else inks his stuff, oh boy, is he elevated. And there's a lot of people who would agree with me on that. Frank Miller, same thing. When he's got someone else inking his stuff, boy, do those guys look so much better. It's incredible. And then you see, like, oh, damn. I mean, God, the Wolverine story, enough said, with Claremont and Miller. That story alone should show you Miller at his peak with our. That should still peak to this very day. Tell me I'm wrong on that.
No, you're not.
I'm not. No, I'm not. It's still peaked to this very day. Pablo, you remember when we talked about that 4-issue miniseries?
Have you finished? Have you read any of his other stuff after that with Buscema?
I've read some of it, but not enough of it. But what I've read is good, and Buscema is incredible too.
Yeah,
absolutely incredible too. I love him as a talent.
Both of them passed away now. John died, I think, in the 90s, and then Sal died just recently.
More recently. A lot more recently. Yeah. We're losing our talent rapidly. Peter David in the last year. Oh, man. That was a big one for me.
Jerry Conway.
Jerry Conway just, less than a month ago? It was like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Dude, very tragic.
I think that the guys that were making the killer books on the 80s, 90s, they were in their 40s, right? So
some of them,
a lot of them know. Well, they are really old and they are passing away. It's a sad reality, but we kind of got played because now we have Phenomenova. Yeah,
passing the torch.
You can torch her. Sorry.
Oh man, that's good. All right, dudes, chat. It's been good. It's been real even.
Oh, it's been great. Yeah,
it has been a fun conversation.
We've been in each other's spaces, but we never got to talk until now.
And it's about time.
It's about damn time. I agree.
Hey, when you have issue 5, You don't have to ask. You just say, "Hey, Nick, when's the next show you have open?" And I'll say, "I have this date, this date, this date." Name your date, and it's open for you. Okay, I'm serious.
Thank you so much,
This is
dude.
not me saying it like, and it changes behind the scenes.
Yeah.
When issue 5 comes out, you name the date. We'll promote again. It'll be fun. But I'm thankful for your time, and I'm glad you got to promote. And I'm glad we can move some books for you.
Thank you.
Seriously, I really had a great time, and we even got to geek out a little bit too. It's just fun.
yeah.
Not enough of us do that in the sphere, guys.
No.
There are still shows on YouTube where you can actually do that.
Yeah, talk about what you like.
Imagine that.
It's
What a
important.
foreign
If
concept.
especially if it's an indie comic. Again, I don't owe any of those guys promotion. A lot of them I'm friends with, thankfully.
Mhm.
But I do it because I want to see more good comics, promote good comics. Like if you like something, it costs you nothing just to share about it, tweet about it, tell a friend about it. It helps. You have no idea how much good word of mouth really does.
It does. Agreed. All right. Well, gentlemen, we're going to wrap up. There's obviously a big fight happening tonight. Pablo, I don't know if you have anything to plug, but if you want to just say some last words, you can do that. Or if you got something to plug, you can do that too. Whatever, man. Just say some stuff.
I just want to add, promote what you love, especially indies, but also old school comics, because there's a lot of people that haven't read the good stuff, and there's a lot of good. So do that, and let's see whatever happens in the fight. I'm really interested.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys so much.
Pablo, thank you for being here, sir. Appreciate hanging out with you as I always do. I look forward to doing this again next Saturday, our standard normal time. And chat, thank you for being here. And Tugs, thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. We're doing well. And then we did even better thanks to you. So shout out to Tugs. She's an awesome lady. And she's always giving us people when she doesn't have to, especially when she's operating over on the Geeks and Gamers corner side. She doesn't have to, but she does anyway. So shout out to Tugs. She's awesome. Vaughn, last time to promote Phenomenova. I'm going to put the Kickstarter link in our chat. Dude, tell us everywhere you can be. YouTube, Kickstarter. This is it. You can actually plug in your YouTube channel for once.
Yeah, so my YouTube channel is just my name, Vaughn Coleman. I interview creators on there. I'm trying to do that more regularly. You can look at past interviews I've done. You can also look at, I've got regular streams. I'm trying to focus on getting those. I'm on weekly Rogues Gallery with Iron Oxide. If you guys are fans of him, Iron Oxide, Sammy 3P, you name it. Bat Sauce, who's there. We've got my website, rebeloasisstudios.com. Everyone make sure to go there, join my email list. Check out my Kickstarter for Phenomenova issue 4. The book is being lettered as we speak, which means all these limited edition covers, they're going to be gone soon. So if you want any of that, make sure you get it if you want to get that issue before anyone else does. I'm going to be at a bunch of different conventions. I'm also on Pimpcast every Thursday night. It's the male version of Simpcast with Mike.
Nice.
Dude,
I love Mike. I had him on last October. We were talking Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
I haven't seen
one of my favorite guests I've ever had
Mike
on
Harlow is
Toxic
awesome.
Tuesday ever.
Yeah, Mike Harlow on his channel, we do Pimpcast on Thursday nights. So I'll have to get you on, Nick.
Would love. Hey, let's talk. Seriously, I love Mike. I now I know you officially. We've done this.
Yes,
guys. I know. Let's make it happen. All right. But dude, thank you for taking the time to be here. And I meant to. I said, and this isn't just pertaining to issue 5 and beyond. You name it, we can arrange it. It'll be fun. It'll be great.
Same to you.
I appreciate your time, and we'll make it happen. We'll promote, but at the same time, we'll geek out about shit. We can do both. And hopefully, when history wants to work its magic and align us, hopefully we'll be in the same vicinity. Whether it's for a convention that you're promoting your comic, I could show you good pizza. Or if there's some big meetup that July or Nerd Rock is hosting that we meet. Either way, we're going to meet, and we'll actually remember it this time, not some in-passing thing.
Yeah.
We'll remember it. It'll be good. But chat, I'll be here next Saturday, same bat time, same bat channel, having this show, Clobby's Comic Shop. We'll definitely be back to our normal routine, talking classic ASM and whatever news comes as we goes. And Toxic Tuesday, we'll be talking the Al Pacino classic Scarface. And then,
That's all.
oh, that's going to be wild. And then Thursday afternoon on Nick Talks Trek, my guest will be Ironcaster to talking about the third and second last episodes of Star Trek, the original series from season 1. And as far as videos, I'm hoping to finally get back to videos in June. And then if you're not subscribed to Bonded by Metal for the metal stuff, go subscribe to Bonded by Metal. Vince, thank you for plugging the links on YouTube and Rumble. Go sub to Bonded by Metal. I did some great stuff on Anthrax recently. Go check that out if you haven't. And if you're interested, otherwise, chat, go enjoy tonight's fight with Gina versus Rondi. Go, Gina. You all have a magical rest of your evening. You all enjoy the rest of your night if you're someone now watching the fight. But until then, goodbye, good fight, and lastly, but not leastly, good night.
I smell horse shit. It's horrible, but I can